Shri Parashakti Vidyala CBSE Class 9th Standard Subject English.
Dear students, hope you fine. Today we are going to learn some more happy deeds of the Happy Prince to help the needy people in lesson 5, The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. Before we proceed, let us recall the story learned so far. The Happy Prince is a very kind-hearted soul. He gets happiness by distributing the jewelry to the poor of the city. The swallow helps him to carry out his task. First, he helps a seamstress by sending his great ruby through the swallow. Then he helps a playwright by giving a sapphire. Now I'll read the next paragraph. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the Happy Prince looked quite dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played in the street. We have bread now, they cried. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, and he tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. But at last he knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. Here, crumb means a piece of bread. Though the prince looked dull and grey, the poor were benefited. The weather had become extremely cold. The snow and the frost fell. The poor little swallow could not bear the cold and tries to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door. He knew that he could not survive and die, and he had enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. I'll read the next paragraph. I'll stay with you one night longer, said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You'd be quite blind then. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. What a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. No, little swallow, said the poor prince, you must go away to Egypt. No, I will stay with you always, said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. Here, swoop means to move quickly. The swallow hesitates to pluck the prince's other eye because he becomes blind. But the Happy Prince commands to pluck the sapphire. The swallow followed all his wishes. He slipped the sapphire into the palm of the match girl's hand. The swallow, after seeing that the Happy Prince was blind, decided to stay with him even after the prince requested the bird to leave. Now I'll read the other paragraph. All the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in strange lands. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. Under the archway of a bridge, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm. How hungry we are, they said. You must not lie here, shouted the watchman, and they wandered out into the rain. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. You must take it off leaf by leaf and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy. Here, marvelous means extremely good. Misery means distress. Starve means to remain hungry. The swallow sat on the prince's shoulder and described whatever he saw. The swallow told the prince about the sorrow of the poor. When the swallow flies over the city, he sees the stark contrast of riches and poverty. He saw rich men enjoying life, unaware of the plight of the poor nearby. He saw the little boys taking shelter under the archway of a bridge, but the watchman does not allow them to take shelter there. The prince, on hearing this, asked the swallow to take off the gold leaves from his statue and give it to the poor. Now I'll read the paragraph. The next day, the swallow flew down to the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors working. "I am going to Egypt," cried the swallow. But nobody minded, and when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. "I have come to bid you goodbye," he cried. "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "will you not stay with me one night longer?" "It is winter," answered the swallow, "and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt, the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. In the square below," said the happy prince, "there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money, and she is crying. She has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her." Here, vessel means ship. Spoil means destroy. Pluck means to remove. After following the happy prince's wishes, the swallow flew to the harbor to go to Egypt. Then he flew back to the happy prince and bid him goodbye. The happy prince asked the swallow to pluck out his eye that is made of sapphire and give it to the match girl, who would be beaten if she did not bring money home. Now I'll read the next paragraph. "It is not to Egypt that I am going," said the swallow. "I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not?" And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right in two. It certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking in the square below in company with the town councillors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. "Dear me, how shabby the happy prince looks," he said. "How shabby indeed," cried the town councillors, who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. "The ruby has fallen out of his sword, his eyes are gone, and he is golden no longer," said the mayor. "In fact, he is little better than a beggar." "Little better than a beggar," said the town councillors. "And here is actually a dead bird at his feet," continued the mayor. "We must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here." And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. Here, leaden means made of lead. Dreadfully means very badly. Frost means white powdery layer of ice. Shabby means ugly. Councillor, a member of council. Proclamation means official announcement. The poor little swallow grew cold in the winter and died. As the swallow died, the prince's leaden heart snapped into two. The mayor ordered the happy prince to be taken down, as he looked no better than a beggar, and issued a proclamation that the birds are not allowed to die there. Now I'll read the last paragraph. "So they pulled down the statue of the happy prince, as he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful," said the art professor at the university. Then they melted the statue in a furnace. "What a strange thing," said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry. "This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. we must throw it away. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. Bring me the two most precious things in the city, said God to one of his angels. And the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. You have rightly chosen, said God, for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forevermore, and in my city of gold the happy prince shall praise me. Here paradise means heaven. The princess statue melted out, but his broken heart didn't. So they threw the leaden heart on the dust heap where the dead swallow also lay. God asked one of his angels to bring the two most precious things in the city, and the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. God claimed that the little bird would sing forever in his garden of paradise, and the happy prince would always praise him in his city of gold. The most powerful message that is sent out from this story is that it is very essential to help the poor and the downtrodden in society. The second message is we must be sensitive to the people who are suffering, especially the poor, and help them out. This will reduce their suffering and help them to stand up. Now it's time to do your homework. Based on your understanding of the story, answer these questions. Number 1. Why do the courtiers call the prince the happy prince? Is he really happy? What does he see all around him? Second one. Why does the happy prince send a ruby for the seamstress? What does the swallow do in the seamstress's house? Third one. For whom does the prince send the sapphires and why? Fourth one. What does the swallow see when he flies over the city? Fifth one. Why did the swallow not leave the prince and go to Egypt? Sixth one. What are the precious things mentioned in the story? Why are they precious? That's all today, students. Thank you very much.